welcome our judge back, Ben. He done us a fantastic job yesterday. I don't know how he keeps the stamina up, but he seems to be doing good. So we'll get going with that, and thanks for all coming.
Class 1 of the senior showmanship is in the ring. Class 2 of senior showmanship, please line up. Just a reminder to all exhibitors that participate in showmanship this year, we have a raffle. So if you show in the ring, you get a chance to win lots of cool prizes. The raffle will be how do you say that? At the end of the steer showmanship, if you are not here, you will not get your prize. So you need to be present and after the final drive.
Okay, we good? Yeah. You don't always need people walking through here in front of the school too, where you're like, hello, pull your head out of your butt. Don't don't cut a 1,000-pound animal off, okay? Yeah.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Steer Showmanship Division. And we're going to bring these three back for our senior overall division here in a second. Then two young people out here, young lady here. Quite honestly, that one's just pushing you around too much, right? You got to be in synchronization and kind of have some control of the calf. You got to get him posed in position. He just wants to kind of go where he is. Young lady, I actually like your body language and posture probably a little better than a young man I just pulled out. I just don't think if you're quite as efficient, and I think there's some awkwardness in both of you guys, how maybe you kind of position the cattle. You tend to not get there and not work quite as quickly. You have to reposition them too many times, but both of you need to just be a shot speeder. Like the body posture, like the body language and upright. I actually like how your hand placement is with the halter quite a bit more. We just need to get them there quicker. Give them a big hand and we'll see these three back in a minute.
Like this?
Like the whole, all of them.
Oh.
Schooler, let's get growing. Your partner for grain and feed, merchandising, marketing, storage, and logistics.
Here, these ones aren't updated, that's why they're okay. Was I supposed to count? Okay, I got him. Yeah. Not really. If the doctor says that it's not broken, though, you can work on it. Like, massage it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Class 2 of the senior showmanship is in the ring. Class 3 of senior showmanship, please be lining up.
We'll have these three come back in just a moment, and just some quick remarks. The young lady here in front of me with the baldy steer. Quite honestly, I like what you're trying to do. You just can't get it done. He's kind of pushing you around and doing as he needs. He's really alert. He's up-headed. I love the fact that even though you're a little winded at the moment trying to get his head right and keep him where he is, you're not really showing a lot of emotion in terms of frustration. I can see it a little bit in your eyes, but you're not just giving up. You're not getting mad. You're not showing those frustrations in a big way. That means a lot to me because things go wrong and you got to pull it together. Young lady, I think you do an all right job getting this one set up. I don't know if you have quite the presence and demeanor. You don't necessarily have the same eye contact. You don't get him squared up the same degree. Right now, his awkward legs just a little awkward in terms of his your side. You tend to get him too stretched out of his front. I need to kind of gather him and get him a little more squared up. Young lady, this calf is acting like a rock star. The problem is you just come in just a little lethargic, just kind of going through the motions. I need you to get that one's head up and get him squared. Right now he's awkward and too splayed up. Go ahead and get that one put together and get him really alert, and got to keep him going, and that starts necessarily at the barn. Somehow I missed you coming through here. And honestly, here's the thing that comes with you that gets into it interesting. I think this is one of the better presented steers in terms of how you get him fit in a lot of different regards. He does what he's supposed to do. The problem, quite honestly, is on your side. You are just not having a situation where you feel like you're here to win it. As you go and circle the cattle, you're just following the leader and not necessarily looking over your eyes and being aware of where I am and trying to present them. You tend to just even walk in terms of your body language and mannerisms of where your show stick is. It doesn't act like you want to win. That's what I need out of you, is to take that next aggressive step and say, I'm here, give me a connection, show me some fire, and then we're going to change the game. Give them a hand as they head back to the barn, and we'll see you three back in a minute.
Rudd Funeral Home is there to serve your family in your time of need.
Let me be free. Let me be free. Let me be free.
We'd like to thank our generous sponsors we have for this beef showmanship. We have Tartar, 4-H Extension, Daniels Family, Co-op, and IFA. Thank you, sponsors.
We'll have these three circle back in here for our champion senior in just a moment. I'm going to give you a lot of credit, young man, with a Hereford steer. He was not doing well yesterday in terms of dancing and two-stepping all over this deal. He's calmed down immensely, and that's made a huge difference in terms of how you get him presented. He's a hard one to show because the skeleton isn't necessarily as organized. I do think you do as good a job as you can right now in terms of getting his front feet square underneath him. You need to figure out where he looks the best in managing his hip. After that, the biggest conversation is you need to exude more confidence. Get his head jerked up, get his nose out. Those little details in terms of, hey, I'm here to play, make a huge difference, but this is substantially better than yesterday. Nice job. Young man, this steer just wants to unorganize himself. He works his top, and I don't want you to do it necessarily in front of me, but I want you to go ahead and figure out how to make that silhouette a little better. Your positioning isn't helping either because you got him just a little off in terms of how he's square. He's a little over in his knee and shoulder as well. You got to figure out he's almost leaning too much at this point. You need to get off and square and parallel to the rail. You let him dive in, and you give yourself space to work. Give him a big hand as they head back to the barn, and we'll go ahead and sort your champion seniors.
Rock and Roll Construction Products, providing U-Cart concrete and landscaping products. For a genuinely warm welcome with small town friendly service, stop by the grill. They have slowly smoked ribs, wings, and briskets, along with homemade appetizers, unique sandwiches, pizzas, and burgers. The grill is a perfect location for family get-togethers or business lunches. They can even cater. For added fun, call the Bear River Bowling Center and reserve a lane. No matter what you like, the grill has something for everyone. Tanglewood Studios has something for everyone, whether it's dance, cheer, color guard, or gymnastics. There's even recreational all-boys gymnastics along with Mama Me classes. Family rates are available, so come join the fun.
Seniors, remember that whoever wins the grand and reserve, we want a picture with your steer, your buckle, and your banner. Thank you.
Intermediate Showmanship Class 1, please be lining up.
Well, young lady, maybe we didn't start off to a great deal because he is tired. He had a big day yesterday and kept pushing you around. Thing is, I needed to be patient because I knew what this could happen, and you do everything right in terms of getting presented in the details. Not only in terms of his presentation of hair and how it comes together, but also how you're able to get him square. Even when I step in behind him, you still get him off with a little bit of a scissor, but you keep him set up square to his corners. Today, you actually are doing that better than you did yesterday. FYI. But when we start looking at those things too, it's the details in terms of your body posture, how you actually come in synchronization with the steer, and then get his nose out, get his ears perked up. Those presentation components mean a lot. Really, really good job. After that, I think we end up, yeah, give her a hand. After that, it's a little bit more of a conversation and what I'm mitigating and how I'm balancing. I think you're the next most consistent one in trying to get that done. You need to get his nose out. You need to go ahead and just be a little more efficient because he's a hard one. We got some straight steers in this show, and when they do that, man, they want to stretch, and it's hard to get them set up. I think you're the next best one in terms of keeping them gathered more consistently. Your appropriate distance off the rail, which helps in terms of how it works. I think those things work in your advantage. Nothing to take away, and then he's highly presented too in terms of hair. You got a slick-haired one. That's not anybody's fault. That's just the way it worked. But you kind of pull them together. The one thing I've noticed with a few of you guys, and as I go down through, you probably kept quite a bit of hair on the pole and pulled it a little bit. I think it's distracting and doesn't look natural. I'd go ahead and either shear them down or shear them off because it doesn't really have any benefit in terms of, honestly, to maybe you look more mature in where they go, and there's a couple of you guys that did that. He's hard to show because he is coarse, he is sharp-hocked. He's hard to put together to create that silhouette. You also got at a disadvantage with a lot of cattle and got caught up in the corner. I tried to be patient with you in terms of where you got kind of shoved in there in the corner and you got caught in a hole. We gather cattle, you realize there's an opportunity, you pull him back out. I like the fact that you continued to work. You weren't satisfied. You know that you can't get him perfect, but you continued to work with him to get him there. That hard work, that perseverance, that not getting rattled, that's why you stand third. That's what makes you a champion. This one's more heads up and highly presented in terms of his hair and how he fits. He's another one hard to show because these skeleton organizations kind of put together. The problem is I liked you in terms of your work. You got caught on the end. I think you handled that okay. When you come over here and you were working your ever-loving tail off, but you needed to get him off the rail. You needed to not get caught behind the line. You needed to get him appropriate so you didn't get lost. That's why you stand fourth. You're doing a lot of things right. You're working your tail off. You just need to get him there and then not be satisfied where you're at and also know where the threshold is. That works. I told this young lady when they came in because I realized I needed 10 and she was the next best option on there. Man, you got second chances and you need to take advantage of it. I think you do better in what I left you out the first time for, but I still don't think you're there. You're still just a little lethargic. You're just not quite putting yourself together. You got to show me a fire. I know as soon as you walk in, just based on your body language, if you're here to play or if you're here to participate, you read like you're here to participate. Don't do that. Life if you're average, you lose in this world, and you got to keep that in mind. We want to be aggressive. We got to be cutting edge, and guess what? We're not going to succeed as often as we want to, but the journey is what makes you better. Come and get it. Why you stand here? Because this steer knows what he needs to do. He's made it easy for you. All you got to do is take it and run, kid. Take it and run. Because of that, he just gets a little low-headed. He knows where he needs to organize and set, but you got to get him there consistently. You did a good job of placing him over here and not getting caught in a hole. Just give me a little more fire. Reason you stand there is the steer knows what he needs to do, and we made a comment on the pole. I think that just doesn't necessarily look very natural. I want to go ahead and pull that down and maybe not make him so block-headed and make him look like he has a big set of antlers that once upon a time, and maybe he did. But go ahead and clean him up and how he comes down his top line. He does everything he's supposed to do, but you let him do what he wants instead of keeping him alert and perked up. Your body posture needs to come with that as well. We need to go ahead and pull together and give me a little more of a competitor's edge. You work your tail off, but you don't do it efficiently. That's the conversation and how it goes. It's not effective. It's not natural. Even in terms of your body language, it's like you're tense and you're wanting to work too hard. When you come in the ring in the initial part, he's knowing what he wants to do, but you're just not in unison, and that turns into the conversation where he fits. You need to get his head perked up more consistently. I know he's a little short-necked. I know he's not necessarily one that wants to do that in a really natural state, but you at least rattle his cage and get his ears perked up. You don't have to necessarily get him high, but you got to get him alert. As we work down into here, I think we have a couple different conversations of where we get pulled in, and I think one of the conversations is with you is you guys got over here on the edge. I don't think we handled that effectively. When we have the circle, you're going to have to be in that situation, but when you hit that turn and you're going to be caught on that edge, go ahead and take a bigger turn and get them parallel. Don't get them off to the sideways, and I want to be parallel to that gate. That way, every time I look down, I got a complete side view profile, not a three-quarter view. Get that together, get him opened up, get his feet consistent, his head's up. I like your body posture. You just got to effectively show him, because every time he stopped, that's a moment where we got to be really presented, because one good look and one bad look can change a placing or two in a show. You got to be aware of that. He's too sideways, and he's not one to cooperate. I love how his head's placed up. He's really alert, really good haired. He just needs to stay square, not only from a standpoint of parallel and he crowds people, but I need him to be squared up from behind and keep him that way as well. You got caught in the corner as well. You need to get him alert. You let his feet go a lot of ways, but he works really well with you in calm. The other thing I'd really like to do is go ahead and present him in terms of fitting, shear his head, go ahead and transition him. I know he doesn't have a lot of hair, but go ahead and take the details, right? I don't have any hair, but I shave my head because if I don't, I look like a little rat ball, okay? Same principle. Give him a big hand as I go back to the barn.
Lincoln Financial specializes in estate, investment, and retirement planning, as well as business benefits. At Lincoln, they are totally impartial, comb through different options to create financial products a person needs. Lincoln Financial, big city service, small town care.
Whether you are buying or selling, you need to know you have someone in your corner who can help you get through that process. The realtors at Coldwell Banker are there to help you get into your home, whether it's a starter or your forever. Let Trudy Hatch and Shannon Johnson help you get into the home of your dreams. They're your local experts for all your mortgage needs. Give them a call today.
Rigby Chiropractic, promoting health and wellness locally with a personal touch.
There's a lot to know when it comes to buying insurance. That's why it's important to have an independent agent looking out for you and your family. Whatever you're looking to protect, Advanced Insurance Services can help. Let Sherry Pally help make sure you have the right coverage and are getting all the discounts you deserve. She can shop several carriers to find the company that is right for you. Call for a free insurance review today. Roach Ranches supports the people that support them and the fantastic youth of the Valley. Thank you for over 60 years in business, quality seed stocking, gravel, and hunting.
Amy Rupp with England Volkers grew up in Cache Valley, now lives in Box Elder County, and can't imagine calling anywhere else home. The people, places, and gorgeous open landscapes serve as her constant inspiration. Amy serves Box Elder and Cache County in residential sales with knowledge and expertise in large acreage and ranch listings. If experience is what you're looking for, look no further than Amy Rupp. Amy is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Livestock Auction.
R&B Livestock Solutions has you covered for custom fencing, grazing, and livestock transportation. Give Rhett Munns a call today.
Kent's is your one-stop shop for fresh produce, bakery items, deli, and meat. Stop by today for fast, friendly service.
Rudd Funeral Home is a locally owned family-operated business. Joe Rudd and his family, as well as their devoted staff, are committed to providing you with the best service possible during a difficult time. Their beautiful facilities have all the necessary amenities. A large viewing room can also double as a smaller, more intimate funeral chapel. The chapel is even equipped with streaming capabilities to make sure family and friends are connected no matter how far they may be. Rudd Funeral Home is there to help you in your time of need. Schaefer Farms. We grow family, friends, and high-quality crops. Swing by the fielding location and pick up some delicious homegrown food today.
We'll invite these three back in just a moment, and just a couple of comments. Young man, I don't know who's leading who here. You're just kind of going through the motions and how he comes together, and you get his head up. You do what you're supposed to do in terms of basics, but you got to make it seamless in how it ties and have your body posture. As soon as you walk in, you're letting him kind of go where you want. You're kind of walking in terms of without intent. It's got to come together from a presentation standpoint. Go ahead and clean up his fuzz, man, and make him all blend and be seamless. He's wanting to do what he wants to do. You're keeping his head up, but he's kind of coming around. He's looking around. He needs to be alert and move forward. I think everything's nice, but you just got to make it all happen. Young man, you're just kind of on the outside of this. I actually, from a physical presentation and body language and just demeanor, I like you quite a bit. As soon as you come in, it's just kind of a cool, natural, I'm here, let's go to work type of conversation. It's not necessarily I'm here to play, I'm not here to anything else. I like the cool confidence in your eyes, kid. That's awesome, and that's something you need to come with the rest of your life. The problem is with you is you just don't effectively get him to put together. He tends to stretch out of his front end. You need to go ahead and move his nose out towards me. You do those couple things, probably the conversation could change, because I like what you're doing, but you got to get your teammate to do with his part as well. Give him a big round of applause as they head back to the barn. We'll see you three in a minute.
Rupp Trucking and Excavating is a family-owned and operated construction business specializing in site prep and site utilities. Brothers Blaine and Brent Rupp have spent the last 45 years priding themselves on a project well done. What began small has turned into a company of over 70 employees performing contracts up to $20 million and includes work such as demolition, sewer and water installation, earthwork, septic systems, and waste containers. Rupp's operates several gravel pits and offers both delivery and pickup. Contact Rupp's for your construction needs.
Central Milling Company is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Fair. Select the best products for your family by using Central Milling Company. Tree Mountain City, creating a safe and welcoming community where neighbors feel connected to each other and enjoy life.
We have some more of our wonderful sponsors we'd like to announce. We have Steve Welling, Carol Welling, Brigham Implement, Butters Tractor, Pugsley Ranch, Equine Therapy, Western Ag Credit. If you guys see any of these people, please stop and thank them for all of their wonderful donations.
We're going to bring these three back in a moment. And I think there's three young people out here that are doing a really good job, just maybe not pulling it together. This steer wants to be alert. That's a benefit. The negative part is he's got to have his head on a swivel on what's going on. Even when I walk up, he's not going to stand correct. And you got him on a good scissor, but you get him too closed up from behind. He needs to be square on the bottom of his body. When he does what he's supposed to do, he's good, but you got to be consistent. Young lady, you got a great smile. I want to make that very, very clear. You get his legs off in terms of his scissors. You need to make sure that he's presented the way he's supposed to be all the time. But I love you're out here having fun. I love your personality. Young man coming here, there was times I thought you were in. And honestly, I like you in terms of your body language. And when you get his head perked up quite a bit, he's not wanting to keep his feet still. Now, here's the thing that I like. You know it. You continue to work at it, but you're not trying to force an issue and blow it up. I like the fact that you know there's a threshold. You're not going to go over it and make it a problem. But he's got to get there, and that turns into the conversation. Really nice job.
Whether you are purchasing a car, buying a home, managing an investment property, starting a small business, or leaving behind a legacy, American Family Insurance will help you protect your dream. Bear River Live is proud to bring you another production, Talk of the Town. These weekly episodes will bring local stories to life and keep you informed on what is happening in the community, as well as business spotlights and expert tips.
Some more of our generous sponsors are Mark and Shawnee Mackey, Emily and Lance Westmoreland, Frank May, Melissa and David Morris. If you see any of these people, make sure to give them a big thank you.
Intermediate class 3 is in the ring. Intermediate class 4, please be lining up.
We're going to bring these two back in a moment. I think they're doing the best job getting them stuck. I'm going to start down here because, young lady, I think you're riding the edge. When he's over here in the corner, I think, okay, that one's positioned okay. Let's see what happens. Earlier, you're just maybe not as alert in keeping that calf necessarily up and presented. But what happened over here, too, is maybe you didn't utilize the end as well. That's an awkward spot to be able to handle, and you got to cut yourself caught in a hole. As much as I want them parallel to the fence, when you get in those corners, you almost got to come off of it a little bit and get catty corner and just not be quite as parallel. If you're right here, that's one thing. In the corner, go ahead and make a natural flowing circle, because if you don't, what happens is you get hit in a hole, and that's what happens. His front end's in behind the belly cross in front of you. You got to get him out. You pull him up, you got him too stretched out, and you're not necessarily getting his feet. Now, the nice thing is he knows where he's comfortable as he relaxes. His rear leg becomes better, but you still got him stretched out. You have to know where he needs to be. Young lady, or young man, sorry, it's your hair. I'm jealous of any good man with hair, all right? He's really calm. He's been worked with. You need to get him gathered, and you need to get him alert as well, and go ahead and get his head up. Heads up is really important in terms of presentation, right? Think about it like this. When you see somebody come into school, classroom, a teacher, maybe they're a little low-headed, maybe they're not having a good day, can you tell? Yeah, absolutely, based on their body language and posture. What happens in terms of your connection with somebody when they walk in, they're upbeat, they're energetic, their head's up, how you connect with them? Completely different situation, right? Body language and posture makes a huge difference in terms of how people reflect you. Remember that. Young man, when you come in next, that one's getting his heads up. You need to get him organized. He's off in terms of his rear leg. He's not as awkward and square. You got this one backwards in terms of where his rear leg's set. You do a good job getting that one's head up and keeping him alert, especially for one that's maybe not quite as naturally high-headed. But you got to get him square and get that rear leg right. Young lady, he does what he's supposed to do, and he wants to be alert. You pull his head in too much and give him an awkward look, he's way too stretched out in terms of his rear leg set. Give him a big hand as they head back to the barn.
Schooler, let's get growing. Your partner for grain and feed, merchandising, marketing, storage, and logistics.
Rod Funeral Home is there to serve your family in your time of need.
Let me be free. Let me be free. Let me be free.
Just a reminder, after the junior championship drive, we will be doing a drawing and you have to be present. You have to be in this barn to receive the prize.
We're going to bring these back 3, and I think we're doing division right after this. Young lady, get his head up. You got to be alert, and right now, even now, you're looking around the ring and just kind of feel like you're not wanting to be present. We've got to be in the moment and be able to be on task. Young man right here, we need to go ahead and get him alert and be more effective. Right now, you're playing with a leg and not necessarily even using your show stick right. You're working it up in the middle of his cannon. Go ahead and get it at his dew claw, and then use your foot to be able to set it, get him up and alert. He just wants to be dumpy, just to be quite honest with you. Even now, he's got his head necked out, kind of like a dog or a giraffe getting its neck scratched. I don't really know what else to say because he's definitely not giraffe necked, more probably like a buffalo. But when we start coming into this, I mean, that is a joke. Please take it as that. But we need to make sure you get his leg organized underneath him. Once you finally get him set, you're good. You're just not necessarily effective in doing that efficiently. Young man, is he trying to race a little bit when he goes? Because I can even tell in your gait, like you actually do a good job of holding him back, but you stop your heel like you're trying to brace yourself, and I can tell, and it's kind of an interesting deal. I like the fact that you do it, and honestly don't make him look like it's race, but he still does it, and you need to get him alert as well. Give him a round of applause to head back to the barn, and I'll see you 3 in a moment.
Lincoln Financial specializes in estate, investment, and retirement planning, as well as business benefits. At Lincoln, they are totally impartial, comb through different options to create financial products that a person needs. Lincoln Financial, big city service, small town care.
Whether you are buying or selling, you need to know you have someone in your corner who can help you get through that process. The realtors at Coldwell Banker are there to help you get into your home, whether it's a starter or your forever.
Bay Coombs, will you come to the prize table, please? Bay Coombs. Remember, everyone that is participating in showmanship gets a prize. So please come in and check at the prize table to pick up your prizes. And we also need you to be in the ring after the junior grand drive so we can do our raffle. If you are not present, you do not get your prize.
Young lady, you've done a great job. And quite honestly, I want to make this comment about this entire division before I go any further. Seniors, you need to get your act together because this is substantially deeper. As time goes on, he's starting to be just a little bit of a challenge to put together because he's got too straight of a leg. But here's the thing, it's the details and how you do it that makes you such unique to be able to analyze. You're good about keeping his head up. You're good in terms of giving me an effortless motion and really a positive feed in terms of I'm here to be a competitor. But even the details of every time I go to touch him, how you pull his head to make him handle a little better, those details matter and you do it flawlessly. Good job. This one paints a better picture from the side. You do a good job of putting those things together. Part of that is his rear leg allows him to do that, which gives you a huge advantage. Good in terms of getting his posture right. You're good in terms of your posture too. She comes with that details and just a little bit more of a natural presence and how it fits together. Now I say that loosely because it's a comparative. You're very, very good, but it's the details that get you beat, but you do a stellar job as well. He's always in a good picture, head up, really nice. You get him just a shot stretched at times and maybe not quite as pushed his nose out. You don't have quite the same just physical demanding body language, and it's not even a body language, it's almost an expression. It's an X factor that's hard to say, but you do a good job of getting that one put together consistently and effectively, and you utilize your space very, very well. Really good job, really nice top three. He wants to set up good, and you've done a good job presenting him. We didn't maybe do a full fit. Some of these guys have some of these things just a little more carved out. I don't know if I would have done a full fit after yesterday too, and I'm not trying to take that away, but even then there's some hair on the inside of his leg that I probably wouldn't have had quite as fuzzy as a result of yesterday to be able to take some of those details. He's alert, he's put together right. You need to be more confident in how you do that. Go ahead and turn his head, get him correctly in terms of where you want him to look instead of where he wants to look, and be able to do so with a body language that's upstanding and positive. Young lady, when he's parked, I think you do a good job. He's hard to show because when he goes in motion, he doesn't want to go. And that's okay because I think you recognize that, and even to yesterday and today, and yesterday was a different contest, I just noticed things over time that you're able to go ahead and know where his gear is and be able to take advantage of it, and know I was trying to pull cattle up and get you more crowded than I wanted to just because of the situation we're in. You didn't pull him up. I don't know, I'm actually not using that against you. I even got asked over the side because you know that his half a step is going to be awkward, and that's fine. You just need to get him alert and go ahead and give me some enthusiasm how it goes, okay? We've had a conversation between ourselves, and I think you do a good job of getting that one presented, and he's presented very well in terms of his fit and design, or fit and hair in that regard. You do a good job of keeping them alert. We had our conversation that we can keep between us in terms of some things I'd like to change. I think you do better as time goes on in terms of doing things and being in the right position. You were the first one in, puts you in a hole. That doesn't bother me because I had to crowd everybody. The problem is you got him dived in at an angle and a diagonal into the corner. You need to go ahead and get him out. When you get in that kind of situation, we got a crowd. Sometimes you got to adjust off the playbook and realize what's there. I probably wouldn't even hurt you too much if you went ahead and pulled him off the diagonal and almost fit into that corner a little bit in terms of keeping that. You got to know where you're at and adjust to the situation. Good job. As we work down the ring, we maybe got some different things. This calf wants to gather. You need to get him more alert. You need to go ahead and have him look where he wants to and keep his head up. This one's heads up. You're having trouble getting him effectively set, and he's wanting to work too hard around the ring. I like you a lot. I like your body language, and I like how you keep this one in a gear that's very appropriate. The problem is you never really got him gathered because of his design. He wants to naturally stretch. You need to get his knee and shoulder back into him so he's square. And I know he's kind of uncomfortable doing it, but you got to be able to pull it together just a little bit. It's details in that category that you just let him be that I wanted to at least see on occasion some adjustment, and he didn't do it. And that's why he's staying here, but you do a really, really good job. Calf's wanting to fight you just a little too much. We need to tend to get him a little stretched. You don't get him square and set up as much. He's wanting to fight you too much. Make sure you get that harpoon down all the time. I thought I was going to lose an eye there a second ago, and I'm not as much worried about me because I'm already blind, but also the people around you. Give them a big hand as they head back to the barn.
Lincoln Financial specializes in estate, investment, and retirement planning, as well as business benefits. At Lincoln, they are totally impartial, comb through different options to create financial products a person needs. Lincoln Financial, big city service, small town care.
Let Trudy Hatch and Shannon Johnson help you get into the home of your dreams. They're your local experts for all your mortgage needs. Give them a call today.
Rigby Chiropractic, promoting health and wellness locally with a personal touch.
There's a lot to know when it comes to buying insurance. That's why it's important to have an independent agent looking out for you and your family. Whatever you're looking to protect, Advanced Insurance Services can help. Let Sherry Pally help make sure you have the right coverage and are getting all the discounts you deserve. She can shop several carriers to find the company that is right for you. Call for a free insurance review today. Roach Ranches supports the people that support them and the fantastic youth of the Valley. Thank you for over 60 years in business, quality seed stocking, gravel, and hunting.
Amy Rupp with England Volkers grew up in Cache Valley, now lives in Box Elder County, and can't imagine calling anywhere else home. The people, places, and gorgeous open landscapes serve as her constant inspiration. Amy serves Box Elder and Cache County in residential sales with knowledge and expertise in large acreage and ranch listings. If experience is what you're looking for, look no further than Amy Rupp. Amy is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Livestock Auction.
R&B Livestock Solutions has you covered for custom fencing, grazing, and livestock transportation. Give Rhett Munns a call today.
Kent's is your one-stop shop for fresh produce, bakery items, deli, and meat. Stop by today for fast, friendly service.
Rudd Funeral Home is a locally owned family-operated business. Joe Rudd and his family, as well as their devoted staff, are committed to providing you with the best service possible during a difficult time. Their beautiful facilities have all the necessary amenities. A large viewing room can also double as a smaller, more intimate funeral chapel. The chapel is even equipped with streaming capabilities to make sure family and friends are connected no matter how far they may be. Rudd Funeral Home is there to help you in your time of need. Schaefer Farms, we grow family, friends, and high quality crops. Swing by the fielding location and pick up some delicious homegrown food today. Miller Medical care for clients with full services for family medical. They also offer beauty and spa health treatments with hot stone and IV vitamin therapies as well as Botox. Let Miller Medical take care of all your healthcare needs.
Rupp Trucking and Excavating is a family-owned and operated construction business specializing in site prep and site utilities. Brothers Blaine and Brent Rupp have spent the last 45 years priding themselves on a project well done. What began small has turned into a company of over 70 employees performing contracts up to $20 million and includes work such as demolition, sewer and water installation, earthwork, septic systems, and waste containers. Rupp's operates several gravel pits and offers both delivery and pickup. Contact Rupp's for your construction needs.
Central Milling Company is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Fair. Select the best products for your family by using Central Milling Company. Tree Mountain City, creating a safe and welcoming community where neighbors feel connected to each other and enjoy life.
Representing the finest properties in the area. You're thinking of Farmhouse Realty. From farms and ranches to first homes to second homes and everything in between. My mission is helping you pursue a new home or a new property. As a local farmer myself, I'm no stranger to tightening up my bootstraps, dirtying my hands, and getting down to work for my clients. Exceeding your expectations isn't the exception, it's our standard. From first homes to farms and every acre in between, let Farmhouse Realty Group get to work for you.
If you are in need of financial assistance, call Dusty Roach at Lincoln Financial. He and his friendly staff have the expertise you'll need.
We'll bring these three back for the division, and just a couple quick comments. Young lady, that steer's puppy dog broke, man. You've already done such a good job in getting him ready. He even wants to stick his heads up. You're a little disadvantaged because you're having to work over his shoulder a little bit. I don't know exactly how to tell you to do that, but my biggest thing is I'd probably pull you. You need to get his back legs fixed. That's really what it boils down to, but you've done a really, really good job working with him at home. That should be recognized, and good job. Young man, he is one to do what he wants to do, and he is puppy dog broke too to almost a fault because he just wants to drag and pull and realizes you don't have enough butt to be able to do it. But with that said, you just need to get his back legs so get his head up as well. That steer, when he stops, actually puts himself together well. You tend to get him too stretched out. I think the steer is doing exactly what he needs to do, but on your side, from this teamwork standpoint, you need to know where you're supposed to be. You hesitated because you didn't realize it was time to stop. And showmanship in a general sense, even if there's traffic jamming in the circle, that's a moment that can have a good or negative effect. So if you're going to be there for a second, you just automatically set them up, okay? And just know that you do that all the time. Give them a big hand as they go back to the barn, and we'll see these three back in a moment.
Schaefer Farms. We grow family, friends, and high-quality crops. Swing by the fielding location and pick up some delicious homegrown food today. Miller Medical is ready to care for clients with full services for family medical. They also offer beauty and spa health treatments with hot stone and IV vitamin therapies, as well as Botox. Let Miller Medical take care of all your healthcare needs.
Rupp Trucking and Excavating is a family-owned and operated construction business specializing in site prep and site utilities. Brothers Blaine and Brent Rupp have spent the last 45 years priding themselves on a project well done. What began small has turned into a company of over 70 employees performing contracts up to $20 million and includes work such as demolition, sewer and water installation, earthwork, septic systems, and waste containers. Rupp's operates several gravel pits and offers both delivery and pickup. Contact Rupp's for your construction needs.
Good morning, friends. Just a quick reminder that you can pick up your premium money today and tomorrow until the weekend. So come on over, no rush.
Junior Showmanship Class 2 is in the ring. Class 3 of juniors, please be lining up.
We'll bring these three back in a moment, and actually, I'm going to go ahead and grab him too. Your smile. Young man, I got a gut feeling you're going to break some girls' hearts and maybe break your mama's heart before this is all said and done. Heads up, really good. He just isn't positioned as nicely, and I love your attitude. I love the demeanor. We also need to get that one better off the rail, and again, we don't have it packed yet, so make sure you pull the cattle up as we pull. That makes a big difference in terms of repositioning. $1.1 million smile. You two are not allowed to talk. When we kindling this, you just need you get caught in a hole, okay? You need to come out of there and make sure that you don't get lost in the crowd and put yourself at a disadvantage. Make sure you get his rear leg scissored. Young man, I think you do a good job getting that one presented. Heads up. He just wants to lean out just too much and have him keeping him and then keep him more parallel to the wall. Give him a big hand as they head back out to the barn. I'll see you four in a moment.
Whether you are purchasing a car, buying a home, managing an investment property, starting a small business, or leaving behind a legacy, American Family Insurance will help you protect your dream. Bear River Live is proud to bring you another production, Talk of the Town. These weekly episodes will bring local stories to life and keep you informed on what is happening in the community, as well as business spotlights and expert tips.
One more reminder, if you want to win one of these cool prizes that are in our raffle, you have to be in the barn after the junior championship drive.
Well, we'll bring these three back and or keep them in the ring and have them recircle here as we conclude the division. I don't really have as many comments in terms of what specifics when we get down to this age, and it's not that I don't see what's happening or have thoughts in my opinion, but honestly, a lot of it's just age and experience, and that's good. That's fine. That's part of growth. This one's being an absolute knucklehead to the young man. I don't think the steer's bad. He's just tired, and he knows that he can push the young man around. Need to get that one off the ring. Need to keep that one square and how he put together. And young lady, probably the most specific comment I have is you got caught in the corner, but you didn't utilize it. The cattle were pulling up. You need to go ahead and get that one parallel or even cockeyed to the wall. Get his hip back when you're in the corner, and then go ahead and pull yourself up and get in the right position so he stays on profile. Give him a hand as they retire back to the stalls, and we'll pick you a junior division.
Roach Ranches supports the people that support them and the fantastic youth of the Valley. Thank you for over 60 years in business, quality seed stocking, gravel, and hunting.
Amy Rupp with England Volkers grew up in Cache Valley, now lives in Box Elder County, and can't imagine calling anywhere else home. The people, places, and gorgeous open landscapes serve as her constant inspiration. Amy serves Box Elder and Cache County in residential sales with knowledge and expertise in large acreage and ranch listings. If experience is what you're looking for, look no further than Amy Rupp. Amy is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Livestock Auction.
If you are finished showing, we need you to come get your prizes at the prize table. We've got to get cleaned up for the lamb showmanship. So if you are done showing, please come and get your prize.
Well, just a couple general remarks, and I don't have as much specific details for these kids because honestly, a big part of the conversation is just sheer experience. And I'm going to have some specifics. We know that I can't keep my mouth shut at this point, but I want to keep that in mind because I think the foundation of these kids, all the way from 1 to 10, is actually very, very good. You just need more time and experience and maturity. Go find a good mentor. Go find a kid that's willing to help you, does a good example, and for you be on the show ring, and then have them help you too. And I think that's going to go a big way. The other thing is, we know I like constructive criticism at this point. You know that I've been preaching about understanding different perspectives. I'm going to give one to the entire barn as I've observed what's happened in showmanship today and reflection from yesterday. We've talked in showmanship about looking natural. We've talked a lot in spots during the show that I didn't think some of the livestock or cross species didn't look as natural. I'm going to tell you today that yesterday there's a lot of cattle that didn't look natural. There's a lot of cattle that look better today, unfit or minorly clipped, than they looked yesterday. I'm not picking on you. I'm all for giving them the bells and whistles and getting them prepped and maxed out. I mean, that's part of the fun of this deal. But if you max them out to a point that it doesn't look like it's what it's supposed to be, then it's counterintuitive. It's not effective. Think about that when you start prepping for your next year. Make sure they look the way they look the most natural and the way they look proportional. Just food for thought going forward. I think the young lady with the black and white steer does a really, really good job. And the thing is, it's consistency. That steer knows where he's supposed to be. He gets there effectively. And probably the biggest separation for me is he does want to get just a shot lazy-headed, but you get him, he's more naturally and stays square from behind in terms of his rear set. Now, I know that maybe he's just a little wider body than the calf, and this one doesn't want to do that. I actually prefer you in terms of alertness and head shape when he gets up and out. He's the one to be just a little all over the board, but he looks really good from the side. I want him set up just a little square from behind. That's the separation. Nice job. Black and white steer. Black and white steer, young lady. That dude's been incredibly good for you out here. He is just working and doing what he's supposed to do. The problem is you just keep him just a shot stretched out. Head up, you tend to push it out. You do what you're supposed to do, but you need to get his front end under him just a little bit more, and you kind of leave him there. If you do that, maybe this actually changes in a hurry because I love your consistency and how effortless you make it, but you got to get them put together. Really, really good job. Young lady, that one from the side, when you get him parked and head up, I even said it yesterday, he looks good. What got you beat in this particular race, you were the first one in the ring, and you kind of got like the young lady in the last class. You got close, which we have to because of how we're crowding this thing, but you pointed him to the out gate. I'm sure part of it is he knows it and he wants to go out. I get that, but you got to get him at least perpendicular. And again, in that type of circumstance where you get that close, I'm not opposed to you taking a step out and more mirroring the side. If you do that because you get caught in a hole and get lost, I have to go see you without having, I have to go find you to see you, and I don't want to do that. That's why you stand for. This steer does a great job and knows what he's supposed to do, and I told the young lady that honestly it's not her fault. He is close to 1,600 pounds. He knows that he's a lot bigger. He does not care, and he does what he wants to do. Your teammate has to be in partner, but young lady, you don't need to bow your head to anything because you've done a great job the last 2 days showing them. That steer tends to get too stretched out. You need to make sure you know where you're supposed to be. You got caught in the corner and you need to pull up, and he just take a little too extra time. He tends to not get upset at square. He tends to stretch out. I want to go ahead and mow his back into him a little bit better in that natural, clean look in terms of cleanliness. You just take a little while to get there, and he always wants to have his feet in the wrong spot. He's one to push you around too much, and again, go ahead and clip that guy out all the way. Give him a big hand. It's been a great cattle show. Thank you for the invitation.
All right, what a fantastic fitness show. Well, I'd like to give a special thanks to our judge, Ben, and he's come a long ways. He's traveled across these good old U.S. to come all the way out west here and help us out. Let's give him a big hand of applause. You know, standing out here in the ring, it's real fun for me anyway to see the youth we've got coming through. I mean, what better place to raise kids? So, grandma, grandpa, mother, dad, aunts, uncles, everybody out there that's participated, good job. The kids, there's something to be proud of. Also, I'd like to give a big thanks to the people behind the scenes, the people back here that's put things together, that have worked their butts off to really help the progress of this thing. And enough can't be said about the people behind the scenes, but it takes a team. So with that said, thanks for coming. I think we got a bright future in front of us.
The winners of the junior showmanship were first